In last session we have talked about some loops. So today we'll take some example of loops like for loops. Okay, so we'll make some program, like we'll make a program of write a table of 5 using loops and write a program to find max from array. Okay, so I'll go first with the write a program to print a table of 5 number. Okay, what happened, like for printing the table of 5 number. Okay, like suppose I just want to print 5. So what I say print f and the number like %d and like the number suppose we have in num, so I say 1. Okay, just assume we have an int that had num equals to 5. Okay, this is right now we have a num is equal to 5. We are just printing the number with the num is 5, this one. So what happened, it will execute this single line code and print number 5, this one. If I multiply this number with the 1 2 3 4 5, then we can get the output of 5 10 15 20 and so on. Now for multiple time executing this code with the multiply of some different numbers, we can use loops. So if I'll write this program like that, suppose I have num which I'll take from the user and one have int, sorry, I for I am used for count, and I'll say suppose I have a print f. Okay, I'm asking a number from user, so print f and say oblique n and saying enter a number for table. Okay, and say of scanf %d comma and symbol n num. Now what is this mean of code? The meaning of the code is that we are saying user enter a number, and when the user enters a number we scan that number into variable num. Okay, %d we have for a format that is called integer, because of we are taking input as an integer, so we just take the input integer number into the num variable. Okay, I will use for a counter. Now I start my counter for the loop. I say for I equals to 1 already I have. Okay, I already declared my I counter, so I don't want to declare re again. So I'll say I equal to 0 and I less than equal to 10, and I'll say I increment. This is the syntax of my for loop. Now in for loop what I'll do, I'll just multiply this number with a counter. If I'll say this one num into I, and I'll say oblique n to line chain this one. What happened now? Now for loop will start from I equal to 1. That means my count initial value has 1. Now counter check the condition. If counter is less than 10 or equal to 10, that's true, then counter will move execute the code, otherwise not. That means for loop will check this condition. If condition is true, then code will execute, otherwise it exit from the loop. Condition is true, is increment the counter and print the num into I. See the output. This one we have. Okay, we have a simple error here. The mistake of printf. Printf spelling mistake. Sorry. This one. Okay, enter a number. Number is 6. I say enter. So we have a table of 6. If you re-execute that code, enter a number, I say it's a now 4, enter this one. So we have a table of 4. Now what happening, when you enter a number like 4, so 4 will store in num. In loop we are multiplying this num into I, that means with the counter, and counter has incremented value like 1 2 3 4 5. That's why we are getting the output 4 8 12 16 20 and so on. Okay, so it's a simple program to practicing with the for loop. Like we'll go for one more program, that is like write a program to find max from an array numbers. Okay, like suppose I'll update this program. Like we have an array. I'd say I have array int array of size 10 and which has some different numbers. I say I have different numbers in that. Okay, like we have some numbers 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 and we have something 9 and something 10. Now I want to find out the maximum number from this array. Again I have a counter of I, this one. So two things already I have. I have an array which has 10 numbers, size is 10, and I have one counter, that is I. Now what happened? I want to find out the maximum number. So I'll take one max equal to 0. That means already we have a max which contains a 0. If the element number of array is more than the max, then we transfer the value to the max. So what happened? Like I say for I equal to 0 and I less than 10 and I increment it is a simple syntax we have. After that what we do? We check if the value of max is lesser than the value of array element like I. If this condition is true, if the value of max is lesser than value of array I element, then what we do? We just transfer the value of array element into the max, so that we always has max value to the max. Okay, max we have variable. You can write like that if you have confused. Max, max. So max is a variable which always contain the maximum value. So what we have checked every time. Okay, every time counter has an element of array, so I'll say max is lesser than the value of array element, then we transfer the value of array element into max, and after that we just print the value of max oblique n %d comma max number is comma max. Okay, %d, and here we have this one. Okay, just run the program. This one we have lots of mistake because we have just double time we have closed double quotes. Printf, and here we have max number is %d, then comma max. Okay, we have simple spelling mistake in that. This one we have. Okay, the max number is 12 because of we forget to close the bracket of loop. Now the max number is 90. If also we have something in like this one, the max number is this one. Now what happening? See, we have a simple here like array element of 0 1 2 3. Okay, like I said 0 element of array, then we have one of I. Okay, it's element or one we have I. Okay, and one we have a max. Now what happening? Element 0 is I say currently we have element number is nothing. Okay, I we have a 0 and max we have a 0. Now come to loop. In loop I we have a 0. Okay, and max we have a 0, and we start from the loop. I equal to 0, I less than 10 is true. Now come to inside, max is 0, 0 is lesser than array element of I. So array element is 12. Array 0 element is 12, and max we have what? 0. So 0 is less than element, condition is true. Then what happen? Max equal to array I. That means max will get 12. when the loop is rotated. Now in I we have 1. Again we check element of 1, that means 34. So 34 is 12, max is 12. So 34, that means 12, in max we have a 12, is lesser than 34. Condition is true. Then what happened? Then we transfer the value of 34 to the 12. That means value of array element, value of 34 into the max. Again the loop will execute. The loop now we have a 2. Okay, in 2 what happened? Element we have 56. So 56 is lesser than, okay, 56, and we have in max we have 34. So 34 is lesser than 56. Condition is 2. Again we transfer the value, this one. So every time it will transfer the value. Now again in next iteration we have a 3. 3, this means 0 1 2 3, 3703. Again we have, now in max we have a 56. So 56 is less than 703. So we transfer this element number to the max. So now we have 703. 8, sorry. Now in next iteration we have counter now 4. 4, that means what we have, 0 1 2 3 4. 4 is 90. In 4 we have a 90. Okay, now check. Now 90 we have in this element, and max already has 708. So 708 is less than 90. Condition is false. That means the exchange will not happen. If conditions fall, then we cannot transfer the value of element to the max, because of max is already larger. So again iteration move, we have counter value is 5. So this way it solve the problem and find the max number. If you want to see, again I change the number, like this one we have, this one we have, this one we have. Run it. This one we have, the last number. Okay, so how this is arrays work now? We have just compared the every element of value of array with the value of max. If max is not larger from the element number, we transfer the value of element to the max. That's why this is a simple program to learn the for loops. Thanks for watching.